Matt Lockett, isn't it? Matt Lockett? Here he is. Let's welcome Matt Lockett to the...
Well, I'll tell you this. Wow. Hello, everyone. If you were not awake, I guess you are now. I'll tell you this. I really feel like that Ronald Reagan was one of, if not the best presidents that we've ever had. Would you not agree? I think what he did for our country was so important. And I'll tell you this. We are right now, in 2010, in this great nation, at a crossroads. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions. First of all, are you ready to send Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi back home? Are you ready to send them home? Now, I would say Harry Reid, but it looks like he's going home anyway. So, we don't have to include him. Now, let me ask you this. Are you ready to send Ben Chandler back home? Chandler back home. Well, I'll tell you what, that's what we are going to do in 2010, because it's definitely time that we from Kentucky and Central Kentucky have an actual representative. Have one that will listen to you, one that understands where you come from, and somebody that is not a lapdog for Nancy Pelosi. It's time for Ben to go home. Isn't that right? Yeah. And that's exactly why I'm running. And I'll tell you this, because I only have 2 minutes, I'll talk fast. I am running, and I will tell you this, I am the conservative in this race that will vote for and fight for a balanced federal budget amendment. I will vote for and fight for your Second Amendment rights to own a firearm. I will vote for a smaller and less intrusive government into your life. I will fight for tax breaks for our small businesses so that we can end this red tape nonsense and actually get something going in our economy. I will fight for marriage to be defined as between one man and one woman. I will vote for and fight for an audit of the Federal Reserve. I will fight for the life of the unborn. A strong and very strong military, just like Ronald Reagan, and to close our borders. And finally, I will vote for and fight for term limits for all congressmen, senators, and House of Representatives. This great country was founded on conservative Christian principles. And I'll tell you this, and I firmly believe this with all of my heart. As I stand here now, I believe this, that if we as a nation do not return to our knees and acknowledge that our country was founded on godly principles, that we are one nation under God, and that's what I will fight for, because that's where we have to go. On May the 18th, you have an important choice. A very important choice in this primary. So I ask you not only for your vote, but for your help. Because we will fight, and we will win this battle for our freedom. We will win. And just as the words of Ronald Reagan said, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was like when we were free in the United States. Thank you very much. God bless you.
While Mike Temple is getting ready to come up here, I want to say we have some veterans that are with us tonight. They're going to be up here speaking in a few minutes. But right now, let's welcome to the stage Mike Temple.
Amen, man. I believe in all those things too. I'm Mike Templeman. Been in business for 30-some years in the energy business. I'm running for Congress, along with other fine young men for some very important reasons. One is, I think we've got to get the conservative movement back in Washington. We need people up there to believe that the federal government doesn't create jobs. The federal government doesn't create wealth. Entrepreneurs make wealth. Small businesses create jobs. What Ronald Reagan means to me, I was in business in 1979. I had 4 companies going. I remember what it was like to make a 21% interest payment. And for you people that were there, you know exactly what I see some hands coming up. Man, we didn't get a chance to go to the bankers and say we couldn't dot the lines, did we? I mean, it was the most, you couldn't buy a job in this state. It was horrible. We're there again. We can overcome this. almost 250 years of a wonderful nation. We know what to do. As Matt pointed them all out, we got to have these conservatives up there in Washington. We've got to make the hard votes. We cannot have taxes. We've got to make cuts. They're going to hurt. People that go to Washington this time have to be people with true grit. I think 40 years in business, and some of them in the coal business, have given me courage and grit. If anything that'll do to you, it'll give you grit. I think I'll go up there and make the hard votes, and I would appreciate your help. Thank you so much.
Andy Morrow is coming, and while Andy comes, I'd like to say out in the lobby we have some tables set up out there, some petition people would like to have you look at and consider signing. There may be literature here for some of these candidates, so be sure you stop at those tables out there on your way out.